There's really few things in this world quite like
nostalgia.
And as I'm reminded by you guys pretty frequently, I'm getting old, and I'm finding myself increasingly kind of looking back at my childhood and various things I did in my youth and really falling back in love with them. But there's one example that I've found that while a lot of people love it, I think's gone really underappreciated for not only what it's done for the gaming space, but also for how we use YouTube and the quality of content that gets made today. This game was the foundation of YouTube just as much as Minecraft was. And of course, I'm talking about Black Ops 2.
Exiting Ross.
Hunter killer drone on standby. UAV awaiting orders. Hostiles have taken our flag.
I mean, holy shit, everything from the start with this game was crazy. There was the surprise trailer with all of these celebrities, including Iron Man and FPS Russia. Every DLC had these really hyped trailers with John Malkovich called the Replacer series. And a replacer is basically, well, I'll just let him tell you.
I am what they call a replacer, someone who specializes in being your replacement, you.
Where's my husband?
Don't worry about your husband, I'm your husband. Just get that baby out.
Wasn't that beautiful? Man, 2012 was wild. And keeping in mind, this is at a time when you would actually like go to GameStop and you'd see the marketing and you'd see the hype. It was just fun to be a part of before you even got to play the game. And is this game the complete package and honestly, the peak of the Call of Duty formula? I know a lot of my friends like Warzone right now, but Black Ops 2 is where it peaked for me. I unfortunately haven't been able to go back and play the campaign. I remember it being fantastic. We're going to ignore that for this video, but the multiplayer, oh my god, the multiplayer. You might remember in my Halo video that I was really harsh on the lack of content in Halo Infinite's multiplayer from launch. Black Ops 2 is the exact opposite. Not only were there 14 fantastic maps, but so many viable guns, all completely customizable with endless amounts of attachments. And yeah, some of them were kind of cheese, like the target finder, but for better or for worse, you could really kind of make the class suited for how you wanted to play, and that was something that was pretty unheard of and special at the time. Almost every single map from launch was an absolute banger, and I think that's why we keep seeing them pop up in newer Call of Duty titles, because they're just perfect. And I can't stress enough how really balanced all of the guns ended up being in this game. If you wanted to, you could top frag with basically any gun and still outperform people using what would be considered meta guns today. And then on top of that, this game introduced the new score streak system instead of basing it off of kills, encouraging a little bit more of objective play, even though it's Call of Duty, you're gonna try to frag out. But it also did add that incentive to play objective by capturing points, flags, dog tags, whatever. It really did help people try to play the game a little bit more objectively, because even players who just want to slay out can still get more points while capturing things and then get more score streaks to let them frag out more. It just made perfect sense. And on top of that, whenever you would get bored of the multiplayer, you had the best zombies in all of Call of Duty. After experimenting with their formula in Black Ops 1, Treyarch went in on this version of zombies in Black Ops 2. We have the best maps, Mob of the Dead, Origins, hell, 12-year-old me would not believe I'm telling you this, but I missed transit so much. Like, yeah, the little gremlin guys are annoying and waiting for the bus stop's annoying, but it's just so iconic coming back to it now. It really is just such a unique zombies map. And I think another thing that's gone really kind of to the wayside, unfortunately for games, is that Black Ops just launched ready to play straight off of the disc. They're seemingly game after game after game now just releasing unfinished. And coming back to this, it was just refreshing to come back to something that felt like a finished product instead of the games we get now that are delayed year after year, but still end up coming out unfinished. And then on top of the base game, the DLC was so much fun to look forward to. As soon as the game started getting stale or you would get a little bit bored, you would know that a DLC is just around the corner, and they were also consistently bangers. Like, they don't make multiplayer trailers like this. Hell, they don't really even make DLC like this anymore. And while there are definitely benefits to the free-to-play model, I think I would honestly like to just go back to paying $15 for a DLC and just getting a quality product consistently each time. But you get my point. Black Ops 2's a really good core game, but what really elevates it to greatness in my mind is what happened next. You see, YouTube in 2012 was not the juggernaut that it is today. And really, Twitch didn't even exist. I think the level of quality quality content we get now is really taken for granted, especially when you look back at what the landscape looked like. Like the #1 subscribed channel in 2012 was Ray William Johnson. Like we're talking about a different world. PewDiePie was playing horror games. Machinima was a big thing, but by and large, YouTube was still very much a new and niche thing for a lot of people. Yes, Minecraft was on the come up and Captain Sparkles was creating a lot of core childhood memories for a lot of people, but this game was really ground zero from just commentary tracks over gameplay, but instead we start seeing high quality edited productions when a few select creators really decided to push the envelope for what was possible.
Attention, the following video is going to totally kick ass. Please click the like button below. Hey guys, Jason here. Today's video is going to teach you how to aim better than ever before.
You want a fun cake? Why is this happening? Why are you guys so good?
We sit around with our shirts off and we just practice, and every time we get one wrong, we pull our chest hair out. We play a game.
What a simpler time. Creators like Vanoss and KYR Speedy trailblazed content creation on YouTube for games. With all the options that came with this new create class system, all the score streaks, and every new zombies map with a seemingly impossible to solve Easter egg on every map, YouTube was there. For the first time ever in mass, if you needed help making a class or trying to figure out what gun was for you, you could just watch a Drifter video. If you wanted to have fun playing the game, but were having a hard time coming up with ideas to do, you could check out a Vanoss video and see what he was up to.
Every time I fucking turn around.
I distinctly remember for the first time ever going to school and hearing someone shout,
You want the bird cake?
and a bunch of kids laughing, not just because it was just an absurd thing to say, but they understood the reference. Like so many sounds come from these videos that we still use today. This was really the first time we started seeing YouTube videos creeping into just day-to-day life and being a part of what we watch as entertainment. You had Vanoss and KYR Speedy garnering millions of views on Black Ops 2 videos, and it was just guys hanging out and having fun. But on top of that, the level of editing and production value that KYR Speedy, Vanoss, and Drifter all brought was unseen on the site until that point. Like, this is a PewDiePie video from this time. And then you have Vanoss on the same year putting out this.
I have got a big fun cake right here for you, my friend. Fun cake, cake, fun cake. Fun cake, fun cake, fun.
The level of editing and time put into the graphics and just even text is just leagues beyond anything else really coming out at the time. And interesting enough, you can really see how these videos with the subtitles and the editing and the quality can all be seen in the shadow of everything being made on this site today. This is a Tommy Innit video, and if you put it side by side with a Vanoss editing video, they are still remarkably similar. Even PewDiePie's content today is highly edited with a cool, unique twist. And this isn't to say anyone's copying anyone, it's just there was clearly a formula discovered. Creators like Vanoss and Drifter essentially made the outline for gaming videos on YouTube, and that does not go recognized enough. So, as fire as all of the trailers and all of the content was, I can guarantee the main reason Black Ops 2 was such a big seller as it was and continues to be beloved is because of the content that was made around it. That was basically free press for the game and encouraged you to want to play more. I'm speaking anecdotally, but I know for a fact that after I watched a Vanoss gaming video, I wanted to play more Black Ops 2. If I saw a Drifter video pop up in my sub box about a new buff to a gun, I wanted to go and try it out. And this was the first time you started seeing these companies recognizing the power of free publicity that YouTube could give them. There was this overall sense of community within Black Ops 2. You had people doing prank phone calls pretending to be Peter Griffin while also having in-depth videos being made on trick shots and locations of where to get the best head glitches. And that community that was built directly led to the success of these creators later down the road. Vanoss was able to use the platform he built to pivot to other games like Gmod or GTA. People like Nadeshot of 100 Thieves were literally Black Ops 2 pro players. And in raising the bar for editing and for production, you would see other creators getting inspired and also wanting to stay relevant and upping their game as well, and it started spreading into other games. And you eventually end up with the YouTube we have today. To finish up my argument succinctly, there is no modern day YouTube without Black Ops 2. And I really don't think that that's nostalgia talking. Because you see, the gameplay you've been watching hasn't been from 10 years ago or stolen from other people. All of this was recorded in 2022. There are some wonderful people at Plutonium, which I'll have linked in the description, that are keeping Black Ops 2 alive. And while making this video, I found them, and this isn't a sponsored section, but I would literally do anything to make sure more people are playing this. It has been some of the most fun I've had in years. And I think I'm going to do community nights on our Discord server, also in the description. It's free if you have a copy of Black Ops 2, and they also have some links to a way to access the game. But really, I can't recommend it enough, especially if you're on that Black Ops 2 fever. If you have any questions, just message me or comment, and I would love to help you play with us. It's been a lot of fun. See you next week.